Good evening, everybody. Welcome to New Rhythm Arts Center on this lovely Sunday, August 1st, 2021 evening. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Katherine Davis. It's so good to be back, and it's so good to have you out there in the listening audience world. Facebook Live, right? We have, before I introduce our guests, I would like to say that making this program possible, it's because I was honored with the 2020 Artist Esteemed Award last year from Mayor Lori Lightfoot and Department of Culture Affairs, and they were like, "Okay, Katherine, you've been out here a long time. Here's an award, and you can do whatever you want to do." And so, of course, I'd like to reach out to all of our artists in Chicago who help make Chicago a wonderful city of great music, great talent, everything. This whole city thrives off of music. And so while we're going through this pandemic and everything, I said, well, you know what? We can still introduce our artists to the world. And so here at the New Rhythm Arts Center, Alicia Hempling and Alex Robinson, who is our sound engineer, and Alicia, she's the founder of New Rhythm Arts Center. We work together to bring in great artists who have contributed a lot to Chicago and many places around the world. So, saying thank you to all the contributors and supporters, and to our friends, to our family, to our friends out there in music world, in blues world. I would like to put your hands together because I have such a great artist. His name is Joe B. And he works with me on some gigs that we've been doing, and we did something really, really nice last week. Put your hands together for the incomparable Joe B. Yay! And I'm so surprised, but I'm so happy. We have the incomparable, lovely, talented Miss Reese in the house. Give her a big round of applause, too. And so, it's not easy. It's not easy getting out in front of the cameras and be able to talk. Most of us who are in the music business, we play music and everything like that, but when it comes to talking, it's like, okay, that's a different thing than playing music. Now, I can sing what I want to say, but if I talk what I want to say, that's when I stutter. So, Joe B., how you doing?
Well, I'm doing okay. Nice to be here.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I asked you to come as my guest because you've done so much in Chicago. You've done the music scene, and you have a day job as well. So you're around people all the time.
Yes, all the time.
And so I wanted to ask you, I said the question that I wanted to ask you to open up our conversation, I was going to ask you, so what's your instrument?
Well, I play guitar and drums.
That's right, because we were in the studio and you played drums. And what else?
Play a little bass guitar, but that's about it.
And you sing. You're a vocalist as well.
Sometimes I sing, yes.
I heard you the other night when we were playing at the Raven Theater. You played one of Albert King's songs.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, wow, Joe B. Because I don't remember seeing you in the clubs. I don't remember seeing you.
On the West Side. I've been 40 years on the West Side.
So my question I want to ask you, when you first started playing, where were you, and were you around any food?
Oh, yeah, well, Yes.
Was
I
a restaurant in the place you were performing?
By the time I started performing, there wasn't no restaurants in the clubs. It didn't happen until I started playing at Legends and Kingston Mine, where they had the band with the food. But when I first started out here, they just had the clubs, and we had to order our food out. Mostly we had a pool table. That's about it. But other than that, we just a little stage, and
Did you play any house parties? Card parties?
Well, no, we did backyard parties. Yes, we had. I
Backyard
did a lot of
parties.
backyard parties. Yes, on the west side. That's really what I did was, uh, backyard parties and weddings, birthdays, like that. But it's mostly been on the west side, until I started playing out south. Then I started playing out north. So I've been around the city.
So, where did you grow up in the city?
Oh, I grew up in Darrell Homes on 39th and Langley. And then I moved from the south side. Then I moved out 700 block of Drake Street on the west side.
You set up a smile on that. That must have been something special during that time.
Yeah. I spent my last 35, 40 years on Drake Street in Chicago on the west side. And I, grew up playing around there, Met a lot of nice people over there also.
The West Side has a very strong history. Has a strong history because during the second migration, which is the late '30s going into the '40s, a lot of blues musicians came to Chicago. Well, they were coming in before, but during that second migration, it was more like guitar players and harmonica players that was coming in from down south, right, and going to the west side of Chicago. And so, of course, myself, I grew up on the north side, and then our family moved to the south side. So the west side has its own style of music, correct?
Oh, yeah, they play a little different than the south side.
So the feeling, is there a different type of feeling from the west side and south side? Is the music, is there something different, or
Yes.
what is it?
Well, it is that, sometimes it can be the same song, but the south siders, south side musicians, they might add a little more into the song.
And you keep it, the
And
west
we
side
just
keeps
keep
it
it the way the
traditional.
song's supposed to be, yes. But other than that, it's really the same, so that's about it there.
So the west side, is blues. Is it blues and R&B?
Oh, yes, that's what it is, blues and R&B.
And then on the south side, it's, well, no, let's go back. Gospel, blues, R&B
Okay, yes.
on the west side of Chicago.
Yes, correct.
And on the south side, it's gospel, jazz, blues, R&B.
Yes, because there's no jazz on the west side. As far as I can remember, there's
Really?
no jazz on the west side.
And no jazz clubs.
No jazz clubs, no.
Wow.
Only jazz place I can remember was Andy's Jazz Club on
That's
that was
on Hubbard.
downtown. Yeah,
That's downtown.
and that was the only jazz place we would go listen to jazz.
You ever play there?
I played there a couple of times. Really, I played there one time, and that was with who was I with? I can't remember that name. Oh, it was Miss Sunshine. I believe I was with her.
Mm-hmm.
Mama Sunshine. I believe I played with her.
So you accompany a lot of female singers, huh?
Mostly, yes. That's mostly what I've been playing for last year. A lot of female singers.
Wow. And you're the band leader.
Yeah, sometimes I'm band leader. Sometimes I'm just a musician.
Mm-hmm.
But
So either way, you just fit in
yeah.
wherever you need to fit in.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Because, I mean, it's like, when they talk about in the music industry, Chicago is a male-dominant music industry. It's, in the music, and that's the truth. And so, What I have a problem with, Ms. Reese, is that the women are not included. And at one time, the women were the band leaders. And so when these promoters and agents would come to Chicago, they would go to the clubs, mainly on the north side, and look for female vocalists with the bands. And then it just changed. And I have some stories there, but I'm not going to come and see me if you want me to explain to you what I saw, how I knew it changed, because I don't know how to describe it in a way without making it sound ugly. And so, Joe, Joe B, that's your stage name.
Yeah, that's my stage name. Yes.
And what does the B stand for?
Brinson.
Your last name.
It's my last name, yeah.
Uh-huh.
I just use Joe B for, stage name.
So who are some of the groups that you played, some of the bands that you played with?
Well, I mostly had my own band. Started with the Superstar Blues Band, then the Shotgun Band, and they've been going on. That was it. I had them bands for, one band I had like 10 years, the other band I had for like 20, 25 years.
So how long you been out here on the music scene?
Oh, I've been out here about 86. 85, 86.
Did you grow up in music?
Oh yeah, I grew up with a guitar in my hand.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow, you were self-taught?
Yeah, that's self-taught. I learned maybe about a year in high school, but I mostly taught myself.
Really?
Yeah.
And who was your favorite guitarist?
Well, my favorite guitar player now is he's deceased, but B.B. King was about the only one I really learned off. I would buy his albums and just sit and I learned off him. Him and oh wow, so many. Albert King, Jimi Hendrix. Oh, there's so many guitar players that I learned off of, and still learning. I'm still learning at my age. I'm still learning.
So, you say you play drums also?
Yeah, I play drums because sometimes I was playing drums because I would get the drummer a break.
But how did you get into playing drums? You
Well,
self-taught?
Yeah, I taught myself. Well, I was watching the drummers how they played, and it looked easy, But
Look at him.
yeah, it looked easy. Now I didn't say it was easy, but
Because the whole body is moving.
Yeah, and, you had to have strong arms.
Yeah.
So, like I said, that's how I started. It was I was filling in for a couple of drummers, and I just started playing,
And you're a vocalist also.
I sing sometimes, mostly a background singer. I was never no lead singer. I was mostly background.
I mean, you have accompanied me on some of my music projects, and it has just been an enhancement for that, and even into the recording studio as well. And so it's like, wow, what you do it all in music. So your whole life is embedded in this music. Did you grow up in church?
Oh yes, I grew up in church and played with a couple of gospel quartets. But I grew up in St. James Missionary Baptist Church, and I grew up in church. And I used to play guitar for the church, play drum for the church, little piano, and after that I just started playing blues.
So did you get a backlash from that? I mean, did they talk about you and tell you was going to go to hell for crossing over?
Oh yeah, they told me that. Yeah, I've been.
But it didn't make you change your mind or anything. You just did it anyway because you wanted to.
I just still believe in God, and it ain't like I didn't believe in God. This is what I wanted to do.
Right.
I was going on the road with a lot of gospel quartets and staying 2 or 3 days, and I was, I just changed my mind. Just wanted to do blues. That's all. So I still believing in God. I just wanted to play different type of music, and I still play gospel sometimes. I know I'm always love my gospel. You know, I'm gonna always love that. You know, but I still love playing the blues, soul music. You know, country. I just love it. That's what I love to do.
Mm-hmm. So you play different styles of music. You can.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, I love country too. Man. I love country music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Miss Reese, how you doing?
I'm good.
What a great treat! What a great surprise! Oh wow! You want to share the microphone?
Okay.
How did the two of you meet?
Well, I had already knew Joe B from the gospel scene. It just been some years since we seen each other. But Joe B started him, Sambo, and Abraham. They started at this club called the 40 and Over. And I was invited to come down to the same, it was a social club. I went down there and we met that night. The owner knew I was coming, but Joe B and them didn't know I was coming. So we was a surprise to each other, and I was asked to sing. The owners then wanted me to participate with with Joe B and them. So it was something that Joe B had to agree upon because it was his first night and first week. He had just started there. So after a couple of weeks, went on and we started blending and we became a unit. He was the Ike and I was the Tina of the West Side. And I think this took place back in 2009 or 10, somewhere up in there. And we didn't look back. We bumped heads up here and there, but I learned a lot from Joe. He showed me the do's and the don'ts and who will and who won't.
Right. Who to be with and who to stay away from.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We went a lot of places. He showed me a lot, and I'm still learning. From Joe, I branched off and started my own, The Pieces, and that went pretty good for.
Right, Miss Reese's Pieces.
That's right,
Ladies and gentlemen, let me say, I met Miss Reese 2019 at the Chicago Blues Festival.
Yes, ma'am.
We played on the front porch stage, and I had heard of her everywhere, from all directions and everywhere, and also on Facebook. And I was like, wow, she's a great singer. She's band leader and everything. She got it. So I see her at the Chicago Blues Festival, and she tore the stage up, man. People was coming in from everywhere to hear her sing, and the woman can do a show. She's a professional vocalist. And I said, oh my gosh, immediately I was like, where are you playing? Because I want to come out and hear you and support you and everything, because I know how it is. I'm in the music scene. You can be one of the greatest vocalists and can do the greatest show.
Absolutely.
But it's a clique. And that clique is dominated by whoever is dominating the music industry, which you all know who you are, which I'm going to say something about it. But I'm glad that they're there because it helped me to find my own way, to be strong, to be a leader, to be prosperous, and to perform for audiences that I know is going to support me, not just
and appreciate
you standing in line waiting for them to call you to give you a gig where 9 times out of 10 when you get off, it's going to be like, somebody is going to make you mad, and it might be the club owner, it could be anybody, not your fans, but, especially when they go to compare you.
Right.
Oh, you sound like this person. Oh, you sound, What have you had to go through, Miss Reese?
Well, it was a fight, but
How long have you been out here?
in the blues field since about 2008.
Okay, and you come from church as
Yes,
well.
ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So your training, you've got the training of how to
Choirs, community choirs, praise team. I'm a retired choir director. I'll come out of retirement if they still need me. Praise team leader, retired. Traveled everywhere. Quartet, I've done it. I'm a quartet baby. But only thing I I struggled with was trying to belong. It was a lot of competing, and I wasn't used to that. I love good singing. I receive any singer. You know, you have my attention, and I wanted to sing. But Joe told me they'll beat you up out here, Reese.
Yeah.
So you got to pay attention. But I mainly had to find my own identity. And once I found my own identity, I didn't look back.
Can we do a song, Joe?
I can play it for you.
You're not going to sing? Okay. Miss Reese, you want to sing?
He gonna sing.
I'll play.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, our interview this evening here at the New Rhythm Arts Center is Joe B. He's our guest, and Miss and sing a lot. And so, you want to take this microphone? He want, yeah, okay. Well, play something we both can do together, or just whatever you want to do. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for hanging with us right here.
I'll do one round. Let's do, I think it's in B. Thrill is gone.
Oh. What key you in? B? B like blues.
Thrill is gone. Thrill is gone away. Thrill is gone, babe. Thrill is gone away. Ooh, yeah.
You want to go to B flat? No? Okay.
Free, babe. I'm free from your spell. Oh, I'm free, 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 babe. I'm free from your spell. All I can do is wish you well. Come on.
The thrill is gone.
for the way you treat Reese.
You shouldn't did that, baby.
You know I'm free, babe.
Hey, I'm free.
I'm free from your wicked spell. Oh, I'm free, 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 baby. I'm free from how you treated me.
That's right, that's right.
All I can do is wish you well.
Wish you well.
Bye, bye, baby.
Bye, baby. Bye, bye.
So long, baby. Oh, my time has run out for you.
Yeah.
I packed my bags and I'm gone. All I can do is wish you well.
Wish you well. Let's see.
What's that up for?
Let's see.
I ain't gonna have no reason to cry.
No crying, baby.
I'm glad you're gone out of my life.
Bye, 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 baby.
All I can do
is
wish you well.
Let's do that part. Wish you well.
Wish you well.
Miss Reese, everybody. Joe B. Chicago's own. Wow, thank you all so much. Man, you know music.
That was our version.
That's right, our own version of this. And this is magic. This is magic. This is something that
I am loving
you
this.
can't. It's not something that's just made up, or it's not a program. It's like improvising. It's improvisation. We interacting off of each other, and that's what we do on stage too. I was going to share with you, Miss Reese, about, I don't know if you ever gone through this, but you ever shared the stage with other singers, and it was like what was more important to them was who was first and second and third. I was like, I didn't even, I don't know, I guess whoever's last is the big star or something. Really?
Yeah.
I just always thought, I'm going to put on a good show, and whoever come after me, they're going to have to sweat. They're going to have to sing, they're going, because, you're like yourself, you know how to work that audience. And when you work this audience, you got them in your hands. They'll do whatever. They're for you. They're there to support you.
Absolutely.
And so I always believe that anybody that can be on the stage and perform, they're commanding an audience, and they're commanding the audience's attention.
That's right.
And so it doesn't matter when they say who's the best, it's not about who's best, because I always said, I have friends who call me a queen of the blues, and I'm sure you have people that call you the queen of the blues.
Yeah, I participate.
And Joe, I was going to say JB because I grew up with a JB. Sorry. But I'm just saying, you see that because with you accompanying singers, you see the potentials, right? You see where how the audience is reacting to the singing. Now, is it the singing or is it the message? Or is it both? Because I used to sing a song called It's Tight Like That. And man...
the message itself.
And I used to sing that song in Boys Town. I used to sing, man, and look, they had a tip jar. My tip jar would be filled with money and credit cards and everything because I sang It's Tight Like That. So, but it's blues. This is music.
Exactly.
I'm just keeping the music alive. It was already done back in
both
the 20s.
the message and the singer. You have a powerful message, and a powerful singer,
Yeah.
it's gonna get delivered.
That's right. That's right. And so, like when you're on stage performing with your group, they know you as a band leader, so they know to follow. They know what you like. They know what you want, and they know how they have to accompany you. Sometimes you might not you're performing, but you might not have a good day. But they want that gig, and they're there to support you and make sure that you do a good show with them part of your show.
Absolutely.
And so, and to me, that's important. I mean, even if you hire musicians, you all know sometimes, you could change band members and all that. You could change them, and somebody got a phone. Hi. Okay. That's okay. We're on Facebook Live, so hey, this is live stream, right? So if the phone ring, hey, we're okay still, right? Because we're here doing this fabulous interview, and this is valuable information, and you have never heard this interview like this before in your life. So here it is, first time, and we're having a great time talking about, just talking about our experiences in music. And I'm sure you have experiences too if you're in music or you follow entertainers, musicians, singers, dancers. Do you remember, Joe? Okay, Miss Reese. Remember when they used to have these celebrity shows where you had musicians, singers, shake dancers, contortionists, and comedians. All that was part of a show. Now, I remember hanging out. I remember hanging out on the West Side, and like you said, that West Side feel. It's a feeling. It's got a feel of its own because it's down south and then it's urban blended together. Urban blues. It's pure. It's in its purest form. And do you feel that, Joe B? Do you feel that?
Yeah, sure.
If you was to have a choice in careers, would music be your first choice always?
Yeah, I would put it still in my life. Yeah, it'd be some.
Has it been good to you?
Yeah, well, yeah.
So the music scene in Chicago has been good to you?
Yeah, it kept me busy. Oh yes, it kept me busy on the weekends.
You say weekends, so
Yeah.
you're a weekend warrior.
Pretty much, yeah.
So what about weekdays?
Weekdays, I mostly do weekdays too, but most on the weekend, I'm always doing something, playing somewhere, So it's been good to me though. I can't complain. Yeah. Sometimes I be double booked, triple booked, and I have to get some of my friends a gig. So, but it's been good. I mean, I can't complain. Been good.
Now you're on Facebook. What's your Facebook name?
Oh, Joe. I use
How
my
many
full name.
pages do you have?
Well, the one I'm using now is Joseph. I'm using my full name, Joseph Brinson. But I still have my old Facebook pages on there, Joe Brinson. But my new Facebook page is Joseph Brinson. Me holding this guitar here, that's my new one.
Oh, that's right. Earlier we were talking about you being married. Who's the bride?
Well, she's at home. She's at home, my black and white one. Yeah. This is my friend right here, my black and white one. The one I had for 40 years. Yeah, 40 years.
She has a name. They have names.
I just said baby.
I can't go about, hey, baby.
She's been with me for 40 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what is it?
Baby.
What kind is she?
That's my Fender.
A Fender.
Yeah, that's my Fender. That's the one Johnny Dollar took me the guitar center to get that guitar 40 years ago, and I had it ever since. And I've been with me for 40 years.
I remember a long time ago at the Kingston Mines, because everybody used to hang there a long time ago, and I remember it was Johnny Towler, Albert Collins, and Lefty Diaz. And I was sitting at the bar with them, and you talking about some fun guys that was so funny to keep you laughing.
Yeah.
And it was a whole different world, you know. The music scene was like vibrant. It was like, but you could tell also that it was changing to something else, you know, because back then, back in the early '80s, it was you only could play traditional blues in the clubs on the north side. They didn't want urban blues. They didn't want jazz. They didn't want country. They didn't want rockabilly. They wanted straight from the South blues, 12-bar blues. Not even an 8-bar blues. They just wanted 12-bar blues. And the reason why I know is because I was the host. I was the co-host with Frank Pellegrino for the jam sessions. And so Doc, the owner, would have the list on all the musicians who wanted to sit in, their names was there, and he would take me down the list and say, okay, don't call him, don't call her, don't call, oh yeah. And you know, yeah, that's another story. But it was, so I learned a lot from that. And so that was taught to all the club owners who came through and who wanted to learn how to open up a blues club, right? How to run it. And so I'm not going to say the names, but the clubs on the north side that are open are the clubs that they were there in those meetings. So I listened. Well, Doc had me to listen in on these meetings, so I knew how they ran the clubs. You know, with the performers, with the bar, with the door, with the audience. You know, everything was all run a certain type of way. So, did you experience that, Joe B? Did you experience
Yes, I
that?
have. Matter of fact, there was this place called Roosters on Halsted and Lake Street.
Yes.
And he had two stages, just like Kingston Mine. But somehow he had to close because if you were to play in his club, you couldn't play at Kingston Mine, or you couldn't play in Blue Chicago, or you couldn't play in none of them clubs. Like
What's the name? Rufus? That was Rufus, wasn't
Rufus,
it?
yeah.
Yeah.
But he had a nice
He used
club.
to be the doorman at Kingston Mines.
Right, and then he got him a
Then
club.
he bought his own club.
Right. So any musician that played in there, you couldn't play in Roosters. I mean, you couldn't play in Kingston Man. They had that against him. He had to close up because of that. So
Same thing with blues on Halsted and Kingston Mines. If you played at blues, you couldn't play at Kingston Mines.
right, sure couldn't.
Yeah,
It was like a battle thing.
yeah. The only ones that could play was like Magic Slam and Sun Seals and those bands that worked the weekends. But the ones that worked the weekdays,
Yeah, I still remember that.
yeah, you couldn't work both of them. But now it's different. Now you can work because they've had too many holding. They've had too many rules that didn't make sense, and they weren't reaching out to all the talent that was coming through there. They weren't reaching out. They couldn't. I didn't even think they really knew how to recognize good talent because I was watching them come in, and I knew a lot of performers. I knew their backgrounds, and they could perform. They were real good performers, but it was about control.
Yeah. They try to control Johnny Dollar, but they couldn't do it.
Nora Jean, she played at Kingston Mines. Nora Jean Brusco.
I know.
But she,
Open up for her.
yeah,
She wanted them to hear me.
yeah. She's a great blues singer. I like her. She got that deep, rich voice too. So, tell me this, Miss Reese. What makes you love this music so much that you would be willing to take whatever it has given you?
Well, I come from musical background family anyway. My dad is one of the original Canton Spirituals. And it's something that's embedded in me anyway. And it's a gift. And I was raised, when you've been blessed with a gift or a talent, use it. You know, that's what God gave it to you for. So I do. I use it. I love music. If I could sing other kind of music, I'd be trying to do that too. But I do what I can do because I love
And you
it.
can. You have that kind of voice. You have got the strong voice, baby. You can sing whatever music you want to sing.
I like jazz, but I can't mess with it.
Well, I wanted to be a jazz singer, but they kept saying that the blues clubs were saying I was jazz, and the jazz clubs were saying I was blues. And I said, well, you know what? I'm going to take advantage of both sides. And that was what I did. But
If it works, you do it.
As far as singing jazz, scatting, I'm not a scatter. But I can belt, but I can't growl when I'm belting. And some singers can, and you can belt. Could I have some water? Sorry. You're a belter as well. You're a vocalist and belter. Is some water over there?
I just love singing.
Okay. Station break. I got this. Cheers, everybody. Yeah, you can sing. You can sing. You can sing whatever you want to sing. Just learn the songs.
Yeah, that too.
Like if you were jazz, what song? Who or what singer would you follow? Ella,
I would try. Ella, woo!
Sarah,
Yeah.
Dinah Washington. Dinah Washington sang
She was
everything.
good too.
Chicago
was more
loved
modern.
Dinah
It
Washington.
was nice. I have a
Etta
friend.
James.
I have a friend that sings jazz, and she lives on the west side of Chicago.
So we need to meet her and see what she does, because that's what we need to do. We have so much talent. We have so much talent.
it's all
I grew up where everybody in the family had a talent. They could sing, dance, flip,
Or play an instrument.
play an instrument. And so now, and they still can, but they don't think it's important at all. They don't
Right.
put the value to
They
it.
can't be somewhere to use it. A lot of times, if people can't use it, they put it to the side.
Hmm.
You would be amazed at how much talent Chicago has.
Yeah. So, Joe B, you've been playing for how long?
I've been playing since the ages. Well, when I first touched the guitar, I was about 8 years old. I've been playing out here since '80, in the '80s. In the '80s, yeah. And the first person I got with was Johnny Dollar, and then Vance Kelly,
Oh, Vance Kelly.
Yeah.
I love Vance
Yeah.
Kelly.
Larry Taylor,
Larry Taylor.
David Lindsay, Big Time Sarah,
Big time. I miss
Lacey
Sarah.
Gibson.
I miss Sarah. Sarah was
Yeah.
dingo.
Yeah. They had me around. They had me hanging around them when I was young. 16, 17, 18. When I was young, I followed them. Yeah, I did.
We have to get together and tell some Sarah stories.
Oh,
Big
I
time
sure-
Sarah. Everybody has a story about Sarah.
Yeah, I got more than one. I got more than one. I was driving for her. Yeah.
You got to meet her.
Yeah, and I was a driver.
Ah!
Yes, I was. I was a driver. But she got me in downtown. Downtown Blue Chicago. She got me a lot of places. Yeah. She's
She
a
had this
performer.
one song that she wrote called Lay It On Them Girls. Lay it on them girls. Something like that. Yeah, I got it. I got the recording, but it should be somewhere in the music archives of
She could show
Big
up on
Time
the show.
But there's a song called Lay It On Them Girls. But she fit into every,
Yeah, they love her.
if it was blues, she could get in there and they couldn't stop her. And it was sometimes that she was like, they would say, if Sarah come in, don't let her in. But she would,
The people loved her. She knew how to put on the show.
they couldn't stop her from going in. They were scared of her. They were scared of her because she could act out. And I mean really act out. But she was a great performer. She captured the audience. She had that charisma about herself that, okay, so what people think about the blues and the artists who perform the blues, they stereotype us saying we're these type of people. They look for artists who got teeth missing, or say when they perform they sweat a lot, so sweat is running down their face. As a female vocalist, they want you can have on makeup, but they really want your face twisted. So it's like they want to see pain. They want to see you have pain, and yeah,
We supposed to look the way
you supposed to look like you in pain. Really? If you come driving up in a fancy schmancy car, then they're like, oh wait a minute, how she get that, or how he get that? Wait, hold it.
from that pain you saw.
Right. So they categorize us, right? They categorize us in a way that makes it that we're suffering and not prospering, and they're still that way. They're still that way, but so it's a lot in here. It's a lot in there. Can we do another song?
Sure, what you doing?
Let's see.
Leave my phone. Who's on? Oh,
Oh, station break. Welcome for you who just got here to the New Rhythm Arts Center. My name is Katherine Davis, hostess with the Moses. And friends who support us. Follow me on Instagram, but I need to sync everything together, right, Alex? I'm on Facebook. Right, a blues singer, Katherine Davis, and then on my YouTube channel, it's Katherine Davis New Rhythm Arts Center. Not Facebook, YouTube. See, I'm old school, y'all. So I'm learning. I came from the land of the typewriter. Okay, so I can't help it. But I'm doing good because I got good people who are with me, like Alex, Alicia, Jimmy, and Joe B, and Miss Reese. We all are helping each other. And nothing wrong with helping each other. We help each other. We help you, you help us. And as a matter of fact, do we have a PayPal thing here? Donations, love offerings. You got a love offering. You got a love offering information that they could, like, what you need help with. You need to go in the studio. Miss Reese, you need to go in the studio and you need sponsors, don't you? And she's a great vocalist. You got any recordings out? You got one recording out and you produced that yourself? Okay, so Miss Reese needs help. So what information can we give for you? Or or we can do it another time because I want to interview you because it was really okay. So it's on Joe B. Joe B, you got to put me in place. You just let us run it. Do you have a PayPal account so we
No Cash App, no
got cash out?
Zelle.
See, rich people don't need stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? He don't need that. Direct deposit. You got direct deposit? But now you can't be giving out your information on that. Well, where are you performing? Where are you performing? So at least out there in the audience, they could come and see you. You got some outdoor events or
Well, tell her about the next major event.
the major event?
Oh, the Chicago Blues Fest.
Well, yeah, it's the
Yeah, promote yourself. Here we go.
well. Joe B will be this year. You know, the pandemic didn't allow the Blues Fest, so the city just broke it off in different sections and different areas. And one of the areas they're headlining is the Austin area on the Chicago West Side. And you will see,
Is it called Bands in Austin?
I believe so. Mm-hmm. And the artist that will be appearing there is Larry Taylor, Mary Lane,
I love
Jimmy Burns,
Jimmy.
myself, Miss Reese, and Van Scully. And Joe B will be on deck to play. And that's September 12th
Ooh,
on Chicago's West Side in the Austin area.
and where is it going to be? Do you have a location?
What is it?
5900 West Chicago Avenue.
Yeah,
5900 West Chicago Avenue. I'm coming to that, and that's on the
on the 12th of September.
12th of September.
Yeah, and everyone has a time slot. I think I'm on at 4 o'clock.
Now, next Sunday, I'm performing at the Muddy Waters Tribute, which is August 8th at his home. I'm not exact with the address, but I know it's 4200 South on Lake Park, and I'll be there at 3 o'clock. And performing, we're performing on the side of the house. You with me on that, right, Joe B? Yeah. And so, so we'll be doing that. And let's see, what else are we doing? September 2nd, I'm going to be with Erwin Helper at Blues on Halsted. That's part of the bands in Chicago since the Blues Fest got, you know, they're doing the neighborhood festival. So that's that. I think it might be a Saturday,
Okay.
but it's going to be at Blues on Halsted. So, sure, of course. So we're doing it. We're working throughout the city and, you know, as much as we can, and we always want more work. So let's do another selection. Let's see. Let's do,
Have us a favor.
next time you see me, G. 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay.
Got to know.